Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I've got for you a race recap today, one of the races that I did over the weekend. It's an Evo CC race through the Urukazi bridges and Boardwalks from the Makuri Islands world. Now this race was 13.1 miles long, 622 foot worth of climbing and 3 laps in total. So, you know, overall a pretty interesting race. I actually really enjoyed the course. Now, I actually tried something a little bit different this week. I tried some low cadence work on the race. Now, I find that when I pedal very, very hard and very fast, when I say fast, I mean my normal sort of cadence between 82 to about 87, my heart rate tends to get a little bit higher for obvious reasons, because I'm working the old lungs. But yeah, I wanted to try something a bit different. I wanted to try, you know, what would happen if my cadence was really low? Sometimes when I'm watching the Zwift Racing League, I see some of the guys with like a 69, 70, you know, cadence, like really quite low. So I thought, well, maybe I'll give it a go. So I started the race, as you can see. Main aim again is just to stay within the group for as long as possible. And actually the low cadence was working really well. Felt good, heart rate's not too high. Already there's been a little split within the actual pack itself. And at this point, I'm feeling quite good. I'm thinking, well, actually, you know, maybe a lower cadence is going to work for me. You know, I'm on the 68, 67, doing quite a bit of watts. And during this bit here, this is a bit where it's got a little bit of a ramp, as you can see. And I'm feeling so good here that I feel like I could get a little breakaway. So in my head, I'm thinking, just keep going and see if anyone comes with you. I had visions of this.
Who the West Cam operator is, but this man is a slick operator, smooth you might say. Play that track, because Telebakacha was absolutely magnificent.
Now obviously that was all in my head, and what actually happened was that pretty much everyone followed me. But you know, it's good that I was thinking about it, because normally I'd just be thinking about sat in the middle of the pack, trying to save as much or as many watts as I possibly could and saving as much energy. So yeah, feeling good at this stage. My cadence has gone up a little bit here, but as we come to the top of this little ramp, I actually quite enjoy these little ramps because they're not too long, probably about 3 or 4 minutes long, and I can cope with that. Anything over that, I start getting a little bit twitchy, shall we say, and a little bit tired. But yeah, as you can see, like the group is split down from 35 to, I think we've probably got about 20 in this group. And this is the first time I've actually raced this course. So right now, you know, heart rate is just touched the 170, but I know we're just coming to the top of this little climb here. Decided to stand up for a bit just to, well, just to do that, because I think also that's some of the advice I've been given recently. And yeah, make it to the top here. Pretty much, you know, quite happy in the front group. There's been another little split there. So, you know, within the top, I would say 15 riders here, halfway through the lap, feeling not too bad. Which is good, really, because it shows that the low cadence has actually worked. Even though it's only 8 minutes, you know, it still works so far. So as we skip on towards the end of the lap now, it's just a slight decline to this point. So a little bit of a chance to recover. As you can see, my heart rate is now 140. We have an interesting part of the race. You can see the two up the front, they get away together. Now, I'm not sure if they were actually working together, because they went off at exactly the same time. Someone did try and follow, and then I kind of at this point think, well, maybe I should close the gap. But I don't think, or in my head, I don't think they've got enough to stay away, especially as this back group seems like it's pretty strong. So what I do is I just hold up, I save a few watts here. As you can see, one of those that broke away has just fallen off the back anyway, so whether or not that was their job and now they're gone, not really sure. But we do end up winding, you know, back into a group, which is good. And all of a sudden we're almost on the next little bit of incline. Here we go. So same tactic again, is to just stay in the low 70s for as long as possible. Now, it's starting to hurt a little bit more at this point, but I still feel comfortable enough to stay with this front group. I just know that if someone or two do break off, just to keep trying hard. I'm putting a few old watts down, and as you can see, I'm at the front again. I shouldn't be doing this. I should just be sat. In fact, I did realise that, hence why I sort of sat back again behind this lot. But yeah, not too bad. I mean, for halfway through the second lap, feeling pretty good. Not feeling like anyone's going to get away from me at this point. Stand up again. You know, 175. So I'm kind of at my limit here, but at the same time, I feel comfortable enough to stay with this group. And more importantly, I'm enjoying myself. This, as I said before, this is or was a fun race for me. I normally enjoy sort of a little bit further or a little bit longer races. Say this was only 13 miles long. So, you know, this was probably on the shorter side, but still very enjoyable. Now, last lap, nothing happened on the start-finish straight, which was good. Again, I think everyone's resting up at this point. As you can see, my heart rate is now 150, so it's about as low as it's going to go. And now we come to the incline. So a couple try and make a break. Once again, not too worried, because I feel like we've got enough here at the back to bring it back. Little decline before another steep incline. I know this is going to be the main bit where I'm going to need to work as hard as possible. And I know there's a couple of decent climbers here. I mean, I wasn't expected to do super well. I think I was predicted to come somewhere like 11th, 12th. But I picked up a featherweight, used that here. Not really sure why, because we're going downhill at this point. I know we do eventually come back up to a little incline here. So yeah, I just need to hold on, because I feel like it's going to split now. Last lap, last incline. Now is the time to really stay with the front group, no matter what it takes. Heart rate at 170. Feeling like I can probably do it though at this point. The group itself is not split apart at all, but it's here it's going to really start to hurt. And it was really hurting at this point. You know, we are into the 400 watts. This is pretty max for me. And yeah, there's a split in the group. I'm happy I've made the top 4 here, it looks like. A couple, or 3 or 4 maybe, are trying to get back on. I just know this is the point. In previous races, you've probably seen, if you watch some of my recaps before, that, you know, on the downhill, I really tend to give up almost and lose the pack after I've done the hard work. But yeah, I wasn't going to let it happen here. So I'm with the front group. We're just coming past some of the D races here, and yeah, pretty much downhill to the end of the race. So I know I've got a real chance. And as we roll it through here, you know, with 0.3 of a mile to go, I normally like to go just as you come into the, I think it's like just under 300 feet to go, as it just starts to wind down. But a couple I think jumped me, yeah, just there. I'm just about, you know, a fraction of a second late, and it's just a bit too long. I know that this is going to go over my sort of threshold of sprinting. I haven't got a power up. Didn't get one on that last sprint, but I'm just holding on the best I can. 5th place at the moment, which is good. And then yeah, I've got absolutely nothing left at this point. I'm just hoping that I get across the line before that guy, which thankfully I do. And here we are, 5th place out of 35. I'm quite happy with that. Average heart rate 158. And that is as low as it's been for a long time. 268 watts, 68 watts, which is 3.6 watts per kilogram. And as you can see, I've put my Zwift power up there. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.